Interested in working with youth? There are positions available in Dublin. Email your resume to rddeal1@gmail.com or call 478-279-3174. Interested in working with youth? There are positions available in Dublin.
Looking for a career that's always in demand? How about one that provides you with practical and useful skills? A career that allows you to earn hands-on experience and an education with little to no debt? Oconee Fall Line Technical College prepares students with the right set of skills to succeed in fast-growing careers in healthcare, manufacturing, business, and technology fields. If you're ready to gain the experience you need to start your career locally, OFTC is where it all begins. Oconee Fall Line Technical College. Careers begin here.
Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to have with me today a brand new face around City Hall, Antwain Lloyd. He is the director of Youth Council, and you've been trying to move in. You spent some family time last week, didn't you?
That's right, that's right.
And before we get started, I do want to talk about family and where you come from, let people know, but just want to introduce Antwain to the local community. He knows a lot of people, but some of you sitting there saying, I don't know who he is, and we're going to tell you who he is before we get through with this show. But family is important to you, though, isn't it?
Very important, very important. I believe that family is your first ministry. And so my wife, my daughter, my family, that's my heart, man. So we had the opportunity to take a week off and just enjoy one another. So, yeah, it was important.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like it at all.
It is. And getting to know you some, your faith is so important, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One of the most important things, I would say the most important thing of my life is definitely my faith and the love that I have for the God I serve.
Yeah. And of course, you was one of them. We've heard the old joke throughout life that you was on drugs growing up. You was drugged to church, drugged to prayer meeting.
Literally, I was. Literally, I was drugged. I was drugged, baby. I tell you, growing up, my backyard was our church yard. Mm-hmm. And in front of us was another church. And so I had no choice, but literally 7 days a week, we were at church.
Yeah. Well, and he didn't have typical parents, is what I say. They always say the preacher's kids are the worst, but one of my former preachers said the reason that is they out playing with the deacon's kids. So. But we do have, Antwain is a pastor, a preacher, pastor. Tell them who you folks are.
Oh, yeah, I'm pastor New Direction Baptist Church here in Dublin, Georgia. I've been pastoring there for 8 years. And a wonderful church family, so shout out to all my church folks. I know they're watching.
Yeah, that's right.
And, but yeah, we've been there 8 years, and it's just been a wonderful time, and I love the people there. So they are not just, I would say they're not just church members, but we are a family. Mm-hmm. We're our family.
Yeah, well, it's you're right. We're brothers and sisters in Christ, even though you and I don't go to the same church, we're still brothers.
That's right, that's right.
I say that to people sometimes. They say, but you don't even know me. I said, well, whether I know you or not has nothing to do with it. But, if you are saved, we're all in the family of God.
That's right, that's right.
That family comes first, God comes first, and then our family, which family. God, in His Word, He wanted us to have a family.
That's right. And even though we don't know each other, our spirits connect. And so then when we get to talking, it feels like we've been knowing each other for years.
Yeah, we got to talking the other day, and Antwain just had to run me out of his office because I'm joking about that. But get out of here, man. I got work to do. But and how about your parents? Tell everybody who they are.
My parents is Vernon D. Lloyd and Gayla Lloyd. My dad was a pastor. Actually, that's how we came to Dublin. He came here back in 1990, pastor First African Baptist Church, and we've been here ever since.
Yeah, good move. And where'd y'all come from?
Now, originally, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. And my dad is from Detroit, Michigan, and him and my mother met in Nashville while he was in college being a preacher. And then we came down and moved to Georgia. We first stayed 2 years in Albany, Georgia, and then we came here in 1990.
Came right on into Dublin, and of course, him being in school to be a pastor, a theologian, your mother knew what she was getting into.
She knew what she was getting into, yes, sir.
Well, no surprise. But you know, I say this a lot to pastors, knowing a lot of pastors, but to me, and I want to see if you agree or disagree, but the hardest job I see growing up in church, the hardest job in a church is that pastor's wife. Because she's got to be a diplomat, she's got to bite her tongue when people are dogging her husband out. And, you know, it's a difficult job
It's a difficult job. I think it's the expectations others put upon her. And knowing that when it's kind of funny, I tell my wife all the time, your only job is to be my wife.
Yeah.
You know, when I married you, I married you. You know, but when tradition comes in and people want to put everything onto the pastor's wife. And but it takes a strong woman because she has to share her husband. And she has to share him in times when she may feel like she's been neglected, but he has a calling upon his life. So it's a tough job.
It is. I've seen it my whole life, but it's hard. It's really hard, and our hats are off. Any pastors' wives out there watching, you're probably shaking your hand. Amen, amen.
Yeah.
We're all in agreement here. So, but we thank you for what you do.
Most definitely.
It's an important role, not only in the family, but there again in the church. So. Okay, so you come to work for the city of Dublin.
Yes, sir.
And we're doing a series of shows. Y'all been watching Discover Dublin. We're trying to talk to all the employees, and it's going to take a few years to get around to everybody. But I wanted to get Antwain because he's brand new and find out, why did you want to come to work with the city of Dublin?
Well, anyone that knows me, I have a heart for our young people. I really did want to become a senior pastor because I enjoyed being a youth pastor for so long. And it was hard for me to make that transition. But I truly believe that our young people are the generation of not our future, but now. Yeah. And it's important for us to pour into their lives and to allow them to have a voice and to implement them in our society and our communities. And a lot of times we'll tell them, no, when I grew up, when grown folks talking, you go on over there to the side. But I think in today's generation, things have changed, and it's really time to incorporate them within our daily norms. So I was truck driving for years, and I decided to retire from that. I came home, we opened a business, and I was looking for something to do. I wanted to reach out to our young people, reach out to our kids in a positive manner. And my wife saw that there was a job opening here at the city. And it just so happened that I think God aligned it to be, because I was thinking about doing a mentorship program. And then they told me there's a youth council position open. I said, man, how awesome would it be that I can go work with some young people who truly the job is to make sure that they mimic our city council, which their job is to hear the voices of the community, and to make sure that we implement things to better the community. So I took the job, and when they offered the job, I was ecstatic.
You was all in.
I'm all in, 100%.
Yeah, and you and I talked a little bit about this the other day, but God says in His Word, He directs our steps. Mm-hmm. And He did align. When you say that word align, that's all I can think of. Basically put you and your wife, she saw it. But just put y'all on a collision course.
That's right.
And here we sit, and the youth council is one of the better things that the city has done in recent years. Because a lot of times, I want to get a little deeper in it. We got to take a commercial break, but I want to get a little deeper in this youth council. It's just a wonderful program, and You've seen them here on TV 35, and we want to dig a little deeper, but y'all stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
F. Lake and the staff at Lakes Alignment has been serving Lawrence and surrounding counties since 1954, offering you the best in suspension, alignment, and tire services. And now F and Lisa Lake are proud to announce the addition of Neil Harden and our 24-hour truck, trailer, and tire repair facility with state-of-the-art equipment. Lake's Tire Facility is conveniently located to I-16 and all roads throughout Middle Georgia. Call on us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for truck, trailer, and tire repair. Call 272-4230, serving the Southeast for over 65 years. Lakes Alignment, and now 24-hour truck, trailer, and tire repair.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space. So hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Summer's right around the corner, and you know what that means. It's vacation time. Here at Dublin Nissan, we can get you ready for vacation, whether it's a new Nissan or Chevrolet or just servicing your current vehicle. And guys, if you're looking for a new fishing truck, you can't go wrong with this all-new 22 Frontier. And if your needs are bigger, we got the trucks for you too. It's your choice. I know what mine is. Remember, Don sells Corvettes well. Hurry in to Dublin Chevy Nissan.
Welcome back, everybody. We're trying to jump in on the team council, and I was wanting to dig a little deeper. It's going to take a little more time than that commercial there. But anyway, I got to speak to the youth council here a few months ago, and those kids were so attentive, taking notes and listening, asking questions. Where could they help? What could they do? And I heard on, I don't know what it was on, but the mayor, the youth mayor, I was listening to him. I think he went to the Georgia Municipal meeting in Savannah recently, but listening to him talk, I think it was Georgia Network or somebody that interviewed him, but he was talking about the disconnect between us adults and kids, and you was talking a little bit about it. You mentioned about us growing up and coming to the table. Back when I was growing up, the grown-ups eat first, and then we come and eat. Now, all my grandkids eat first, and then then we eat. So those things have changed, and there's no. I don't have a problem with that, but he talked about the disconnect, and I know you see it. I see it working with young people. Right. What can we do? What do you think you'll be able to do? But what can we do, people watching, to make sure our young people not only have a leg up, but I mean just a ladder up?
Right. Well, we have to be. We have to have people that are willing to become bridges. You know, you have two sides, but who's going to be the bridge to bring each other together? And so when we develop those bridges, that's the place that we want to come in and sit down and be open and listen and hear what each other is saying. Not to say that the other party, the other side has to adapt everything we say, but we have to have communication. We have to talk about it, you know, and we can't just brush the kids off just because they're young. They have things that they're going through. They have concerns. They have ideas of how to better our community and our city. And so that's what this youth council is all about, giving our youth a voice to tell how they feel about our city, what do they see that's needed in the community, and you'll be surprised about the perspectives that they have, you know. And I think that's the great thing about this whole program, is that our youth council they're really a council. They mimic our actual city council. And they're going to be able to go out to the community, to their schools, and hear the voices of their peers and the concerns of the youth there, bring it back to us so that we can develop different things that will help the community that they're living in, the city, and the very things that they're doing. One of the greatest things our youth council has done already is the water park.
Yeah.
You know, and even beyond that, there's so much more that our youth can do. And so we have to give them the opportunity to step out and do.
So what I hear you saying, we just need more dialogue.
Yeah, you got to have dialogue.
Yeah, back and forth, not just, no, we always done it this way, we're going to do it this way. You know, I believe change can be good. Change is not the end of the road unless you fail to make that curve. You know, if you miss the curve, you're going to be in trouble. But by listening to our young people, I'm sure you do, I always have, I've always been that kind of Andy Griffin father, you know, and listen to your children, because listen to the little things, because when them big things happen, you want them to come to you instead of some kid that may lead them wrong.
Right.
Or even an adult that may lead them wrong. But you want them coming to you, and if you don't let your kids, you know, have that honest, you can't, you know, just whip them about everything, and I don't mean just physically, you know, you can verbally do it.
That's right.
But we want our kids to come to us in times of trouble. And you worked with youth for many years. This is just a perfect fit, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. It's perfect. And I'm telling you, I'm ecstatic about it. And just to be able to work with them. I'm a firm believer when you work with young people, man, it keeps you young.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Keep your energy. And so just to be able to see them accomplish certain things, it just brings me joy. Yeah. And hopefully at the end of this program, when they look back, they'll see, hey, we began with just an idea. And now look and see what we've accomplished. And then to be able to take that with them as they go further and hopefully go get their education in college and then come back here and then bring it back into our community. Yeah. And we don't, I mean, I think that's something that we want to build and instill, not just having our youth just be around, but having youth that will come back and be a product of this very community that they're serving.
Yeah, and our new mayor, Mayor Kite, that's one of his big things. He wants to be able to have that where they can come back. They can go off and get their education, or maybe not go off sometime. We've had a lot of kids go right here to Middle Georgia and get a teaching degree or whatever degree, nursing degree, whatever it might be, and stayed here. Didn't have the debt that a lot of people have by going off, you know, to larger universities. There's nothing wrong with that, but if they do go away, we do want them to come back. And the mayor is, you know, we're trying to make it or continue to make it a great place to live, work, and play.
That's good.
And you mentioned that water park. Think about it. Just by listening, something that massive came to life.
That's it.
It's incredible, isn't it? And it's all because of our young people.
And they do so many other great things in the community by doing services with our homeless, with Habitat for Humanity, the very things that they do with the Christmas donations, giveaways and stuff. They see that there are things that they want to be a part of and they want to help. And so we have to be able to just to lend it. And this is the great thing about this is not our ideas that we implement. We allow them to run their council, come up with their ideas, be a part of it, put it together. And all we do, we oversee them doing it. And then now they can take ownership in what they do.
And you're right. Nobody is in there, and you'll be a part of it. But it's when I came and spoke to them recently. There's not a bunch of grown people overseeing them. Say, don't do that, don't do that, do this. They're letting them, in your own words, and I agree with it because I saw it with my own eyes. Let them own it. You know, let them take it and learn from the mistakes. And you know, that's how we grow.
Hey, and you know what? Go back to the word. Bible says, "Train up a child the way they should be brought up. When they get older, they won't depart." Amen. So when we start to implement and instill in them, they'll be able to take that with them. One of the things I love to do with our young people is that we want to empower them, we want to equip them, encourage them, and then we want to edify them. So we don't want to just say, well, our young people are not doing. I want to praise them for the good that they do. I want to celebrate them for what they're doing, you know. And I think God for the city of Dublin, for our mayor, for all of those that our council board members and the commission board to be able to work this program so that they are able to do that.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of people to thank, but I know you're watching right now, but I'm going to tell you, Miss Julie Drigger,
Awesome. Yes, sir.
she had such a hand in this. Our teen court, our young people, it just shows, I hope it shows them. I hope young people, if you're watching, you know, you say, well, that old man don't know anything about me. But people like Miss Driggers and us, you know, not you, but as we get older, we want to equip them with the right tools because we need them because, you know, we're getting older and we need people to fill those shoes in the community.
That's right, that's right. And that's why I tell our young people, I often say I call them great leaders because they are not the next generation, they're the now generation. And so when we're able to really look at that and not saying what they're going to do in the future, but they have something to offer us right now. And so let's pull that out of them, you know. And when we do that, man, we will be the better for it. Because then as we're pulling out of them, they're going to pull out of us. And so we'll be able to pour in and then they'll pour in. And everybody's constantly filled.
Amen. And we all need that. We all need it, no matter where you at, young, old, middle-aged, whatever. We need each other. I say this multiple times a week, but, you know, I need all the help I can get. And,
Yes, sir.
And I think anybody that's honest with themselves, we need all the help. We need people pouring into us pouring into them, and it's not a one-way street.
Yeah.
You know, it's a multiple lanes is what it is. It's more than a two-way street. But, yeah, I'm excited, and obviously y'all can tell when Antwain's talking, just the passion on his face and the smile. So you can't hide. You can't hide joy. You know?
You can't do it.
We got to take a break. But we used to sing a song growing up as kids in church. I got the joy, joy, joy down in my heart.
Yes, sir.
When you have that true joy in your heart, you know, it says hide it under a bush, you'll know. You know, you can't hide it.
Yes,
You can't hide it when you got that joy and that passion. So y'all stay with us. We're going to come back and wrap things up.
The City of Dublin Natural Gas provides the most cost-efficient source of energy available today. So for your home, choose the most natural resource. Safe, clean, efficient. All new subdivisions around the Dublin area have natural gas available. Start reducing your energy bills today with Dublin City Natural Gas Department. Natural gas, the smart choice. Call 277-5048 today and let us help you start saving today.
Count on Chapman and Associates Polygraph Service and unlock the truth. Chapman and Associates Polygraph Service, offering pre-employment, post-conviction, sexual offender testing, employee thefts, infidelity, and more. Call on the professionals at Chapman and Associates Polygraph Services and unlock the truth. Tim Chapman, CEO. Email at caapolygraph@gmail.com. or call 478-998-9273. When you need help, call Chapman and Associates Polygraph Service and unlock the truth.
Here's a big announcement from Central Georgia Primary Care. We're proud to announce the opening of our second location right here on Central Drive in East Dublin. No matter where you are, north, south, east, or west, Central Georgia Primary Care has a health professional waiting to serve you. Central Georgia Primary Care, next to Paul's Tire on Industrial Boulevard in Dublin, and now at our brand new location on Central Drive in East Dublin, right next to Thomas Auto Supply. Need an appointment? Call us at 478 202-9440. Central Georgia Primary Care, waiting to serve you at both locations, Industrial Boulevard in Dublin and now on Central Drive in East Dublin.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap things up. If you just joined us, I'm talking with Antwain Lloyd. He is the new big man and the big man over our teen counselor, basically is what it comes down to, youth counselor. Yes. But if you just joined us, you can go on our YouTube channel at TV35 WDIG, watch it all you want, as much as you want or as little as you want, but it's right there on our YouTube page. But okay, we got a symposium coming up.
Yes,
What's
sir.
going on there?
So in October, October the 21st or 23rd, we are in Dublin. We're hosting the Youth Symposium for Georgia. This will be the first time that we're hosting it here.
That's big.
And it's big, man. And so we're excited. Our youth are going to be all over it. Our commission board is going to be here. So we just ask everyone to come out and really just support in that. And I think if you have some young people, you really want them to be there. You want them to be there. And also, we're going to be reaching out to all the schools. One thing I love about this youth council, we're trying to get youth involved in every school system that we have. Yeah. And so for all the principals and people out there, I'm going to be visiting these schools. Yeah. We want to have a representation.
They're going to know your face.
They're going to know me. They're going to know me. And I want to make sure that we really promote this to be what it is, an awesome program. And for our future leaders, for those who look to work in community service. And it's important because a lot of times our youth don't know what it takes to run a city. Yeah. They know the president, but there's so many people that work hard and diligently to run the city. And so when they're able to see their jobs and see what they do, it really gives them a whole new light. And so we want to be able to pour that into them and show them that whether you want to work in politics, healthcare, in education, or whatever it is, we want to be able to give you the tools you need that you'll be able to carry that with you.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it's something they'll never forget. And coming to work for the city of Dublin, I'm going to have to tell y'all, one thing I've learned doing these shows since April is nobody leaves. You know, the city is a great place to work. It's great pay. The benefits are great. The work environment's great. I was talking to, and I'm going to be interviewing tomorrow. I hate to steal his thunder, but we've got an employee, been here for many years at the city, and his son just turned 22 or 23. And his son's coming to work starting Monday with the city. And he said, James, that's how much I love what I do. He said, I would have never have encouraged my child to be a part of something that I didn't think he could advance.
Exactly.
So many people, I'm talking about Brad Grimes, I'll go ahead and tell you, people like him have elevated themselves, working hard, and people notice that.
Right.
And they're growing with the city, growing with your city. And if you're watching us now and you live in Dudley or live on the east side or north side, south side, don't matter. We're all one community.
That's right.
You know,
right.
Whether you go to school at Trinity or East or West or Dublin, you know, that's fine. We have school choice here, and that's a good thing. But you're going to be seeing this mug right here.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. Look for me. I'm coming.
That's right.
Don't run from it.
Yeah. And you know this already. We've got wonderful educators.
We do.
And no matter where you send your kids to school, if they work hard and do their part, I'm telling you, these educators, I'm in the schools a lot.
Oh, yeah.
They are wonderful. We are very blessed.
We are,
to
man.
be in a community like this.
I'm so blessed. My mother actually served in with Lawrence County school system for 30 years. She just retired last year, so that we have some great leaders in our
you know them
system.
firsthand.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Practice what you preach, huh?
Yes, sir.
Antwain, great to talk with you again.
It's great to be here. Thank you for allowing me to come.
Absolutely. Antwain Lloyd, if you need him, he's right here at City Hall. You can stand down there. He's on the second floor. Maybe throw a pebble up at the window, and he'll stick his head out.
That's right. That's right.
But or call the city. You've seen the number on the screen as we've talked today. But thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us for another edition of Discover Dublin.
The kind of hot topics are things called patient-specific implants and instruments, which is where we use imaging like CT scans and MRIs to measure people's bone and look at the shapes of their bones, and then make implants and devices we use to implant the knee or hip replacement based on that particular person. And just about every company has that available, and people use it to varying degrees just based on, again, the patient's anatomy and whether there's some reason that you really need that extra assistance. There's also robotics that is starting to come out into the orthopedic world that's been in the general surgery world for a while now. We're starting to use robotic arms to do things like to help us make the cuts and shape the bone so the implants fit well.
I'm Thelma Zipperer. I first met Dr. K in March of 2018. In 2017, I had to quit work. I had to go on disability because of my heart condition. In March of 2018, I had gone to the hospital, to the emergency room, because I was actually in the process of having a heart attack. And you know, you hear the term God send, but I believe that God sent Dr. K to the emergency room. I believe he was on call that day for a reason, for me. They called him, he came in, and I had changed insurance because I had to go on disability, so the insurance has changed. So one of the first things I asked him, and he may not remember this, but the first thing I asked him, I said, do y'all take my insurance? And he said, without even batting an eye, he said, we're not talking about insurance right now. I got a patient that needs me. And I'm telling you, that said bunches right there. And then where the other doctor had given up on me and sent me home basically to die, Dr. K went to work and he checked my records. I mean, I have so many heart issues, but he didn't bat an eye. He said, let's fix this. And he started fixing. When I first started seeing Dr. K, like I said, I could barely get around, and now I can do almost anything I want to do within reason. And you know, I know that God sent Dr. K to take care of me and to give me back my life. And I was even on a diabetic medicine. I was taking 1,500 milligrams of metformin every day. And now as of about a year after I started seeing him, I'm off all my diabetes medicine, and my A1C is staying perfectly below where it has to be. I'm not just a heart patient when I come in there. I'm Thelma Zipperer. I'm a person that needs whatever he can take care of. And I believe that Dublin is so blessed to have Dr. K in this area. If not, I don't know where I would be right now, honestly. Anything that your body needs that he needs to take care of, he gets on it, and he don't stop, he don't give up on you. He says, let's fix this, and he goes to work. I would recommend anybody that even has an inkling they need a cardiologist or just want to check and make sure if they do or not, I would highly recommend that you go see Dr. K. You will be glad you did. You will, I mean, that's just who he is. He is just personable and an excellent doctor. So you can't beat that. You can't beat it.